tune in here for National Native News.
Weekdays at 5:55 on KSJE Farmington. Mostly cloudy skies on this Monday with a chance of rain showers. Today's high 49 in Farmington, 31 overnight, then clearing up on Tuesday with mostly sunny skies and a high of 55. Rain in the forecast again for Wednesday, but warmer with a high near 60. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, your community hospital with a rich heritage that dates back to before New Mexico was a state. We've been improving the health of the Four Corners since 1910. As a nonprofit hospital, San Juan Regional Medical Center is a values-driven organization. We strive to deliver on our mission to personalize health care and create vitality and enthusiasm in healing. We are here for you when you need us, offering a comprehensive range of inpatient, outpatient, and emergency care services.
Born of
8:36 here at KSJE. You're listening to the Scott Michlin Morning Program. Special good morning to our viewers who are watching our video stream live to the KSJE Facebook page and YouTube channel. Switching gears just a little bit to talk a little bit about technology and education and an event that is coming up here at San Juan College. Gosh, it's going to be here in a couple of weeks, actually. It's called CyberCon, and Dr. Bradley Purdey is with me now in the studio to talk a little bit about this event. Dr. Purdey, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. And so CyberCon is an opportunity for folks to learn about technology and what here at San Juan College?
Well, we primarily focus on the cybersecurity side.
Right.
But it covers across the whole gamut of anything to do with IT.
Gotcha.
We cover things like how to protect yourself every day, how to recognize spam, how to recognize when someone's trying to, on the internet we have the term called catfishing, is where you're trying to pretend to be somebody else.
Sure.
Well, we do the same thing. Here on the college, we're constantly, people are sending out emails saying, this is the president.
Right.
We want you to help us out. Will you immediately click on this link and help us out with our strategy? Right,
which is fake and could cause all kinds of problems if folks actually do that, right?
Yeah.
And so that's the problem.
It's not uncommon that they do that.
Right.
So one of the things that we have to do is IT professionals is we have to have different applications and other to try to counteract that, to try to block it. We also do a lot of training, and that's what the CyberCon is all about. It's about training, and it's not just, like I said, it's not just for IT professionals. Mm-hmm. It's also for everyone who comes along.
Well, anyone who has a computer or a phone, I imagine, are at risk for what you're talking about.
Basically, if you're alive today, you're at risk.
Right.
Because the attacks will come everywhere from on your computer, they'll come on your phone, they'll come on your tablets. They'll also do telecom attacks. Basically, when you're on the list, there's an area called the dark web that it's a secure area, and they collect information that basically says either you're a valuable target because you've already been hit before and they know that it's going to work, or you're a valuable target because they know you have a lot of assets.
Scary.
And the interesting thing is we're all kind of valuable targets, primarily because once they get your name, if they can get your social security card, or if they can just get access to a major website. Say if you have a Google website or a Gmail account where you keep a lot of your passwords and you have a lot of communication going back and forth, they can use that as a jumping off point to then go across the board. They can try to get into your bank accounts, they can get into your Visa's accounts, or they can create brand new accounts.
In your name.
In your name.
Right. And so, and who knows where they go from there, I suppose. So this all, and so you're talking about identity theft, I guess, that can lead to that, and other issues as well that we hear about all the time.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't even know they're, for a company, they can be on your system and you don't even know about it. They'll sit and they will monitor until something of value occurs. This is not like back in the 1980s. And back in the 1980s, most of the attacks happened just because of the challenge. People wanted to see whether or not they can get in.
For the fun of it.
For the fun
Almost,
of it.
Right? But no, maybe malice or malicious intent, perhaps.
It was rarely a malicious intent.
Right. But these days?
These days, it's always profit-driven. It's either profit-driven because a group of people, criminal organizations, are trying to obtain those assets. Sometimes the profit-driven is government-based too.
Right.
There's this hidden war that's going on all the time where governments are both defending themselves and attacking. And there's that big transition where we used to really be focused on the idea of defense. Now there's a big push on attacks. We don't really emphasize that here. What we do is whenever we do train for attacks, it's things like pen testing and other stuff for companies to basically run through a gaming scenario to see how it works.
Right. Interesting.
One of the things we've also learned is that we have to not teach adults. We have to teach kids too. So that's the reason we have a youth day. And we also, during the summer, we do what's called a Gen Cyber.
Mm-hmm.
And we bring students in for whole week-long camps, and we train them as much as we can on the idea of being cyber aware of how to protect themselves, and also be as familiar as they can with the IT area and introduce themselves to the whole concept of maybe considering a career in this area.
Right, and that was going to be one of my questions for you, was in addition to just learning of how all of us consumers can be more aware of what's going on out there, for students and younger folks or even older folks who are thinking about a career change, there's a big demand for trained professionals in this area because the threat is only going to get bigger, unfortunately, I suppose, as we continue to get more and more connected.
So for professionals in this area, that's true. So professionals in this area, one of the good things is every time a big attack happens, our salaries increase, and they hire more
there
people.
There you go. Right.
So, other than maybe healthcare, it's the highest growth area in the country. It's the really highest growth area in the whole world.
Right.
It used to be people went into information technology to become tech support. Great.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did networking. Great. It's a lot of cool things on the back end. Now the big push is to be able to protect your organization. So that cybersecurity side, that information security, it's if you're looking to make high wages, it's great. If you're looking for the opportunity to have something extremely interesting and constantly changing because it's this ongoing war, I don't think you can get any better.
Right.
I'm kind of biased, but
well, I understand.
As cool as you can get.
I understand. It's not broadcasting, but I hear you. And but it is. There's a lot of demand out there. And again, you only need to look as far, I think, as the city of Farmington, who was hit with a phishing issue about a year ago, if I remember correctly, that shut down some of their systems, and they had to respond pretty quickly. I know the college worries about that all the time with all the accounts and things that we have here, and any large organization worries about this type of thing, and that's exactly what you're talking about. So let's talk about CyberCon and the 2 days that you have planned coming up here in March, the 27th and the 28th. So Business and Industry Day is Wednesday, March 27th.
Yes, that's correct.
And so that is obviously who it's targeting, right? But
Mm-hmm.
and this is a day-long event here at San Juan College. What types of things will you be talking about?
Well, it's also designed for our students too.
Right.
So a lot of our students will, our college students will come during that day and our high school the next day. So, but one of the topics that will be there on the CIA triad. And while it sounds like the CIA as in Central Intelligence Agency, it's actually a foundation for cybersecurity.
Okay.
And we teach how to apply that CIA triad within your business, how you apply it towards your individuals, and across the board. This is a format that's recommended by both the NSA, the CIA, the Justice Department, the FBI, and others.
Okay.
So we're all on the same page these days, and so when we talk about it nationally, we also talk about it locally. We also are going to have people from Highlands, we're going to have people from UNM, CNM almost always shows up. So all of our other colleges and universities, we share during these types of events.
Okay.
We do the
Right.
same thing here at San Juan College. We'll go down to Albuquerque and Santa Fe and a few other places, and we help bring our expertise to their conferences.
Right.
So we
So it's
count
vice
on
versa.
them.
Yeah.
We count on. You can't do everything all in one organization.
Sure.
So we count on them to bring that knowledge.
Okay.
And we have a lot of speakers from the industry. We're not a large community, but we actually have a lot of very high-level IT people that are working here. They're supporting the federal government. They're supporting large defense industries and corporations on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
So what they're doing is they're bringing that expertise, and they'll be talking. And it's a great opportunity for people to hear national-level speakers, and it's basically they're homegrown. and they'll cover things like why we need to protect ourselves. They'll talk about things. What is this attacks that are happening? They'll talk about things across the board. But we also make sure we're able to help people who are just trying to break into this industry or just trying to look for a new position. So we'll do things like resume creating. We'll do information like how to just take care of your own workstation. So we try to cover the whole gamut in our topics. We do 3 tracks. So you pick a track, you pick whatever's of interest of you, and if you want to stretch a little bit and go on a higher track, you're more than welcome to do so.
Gotcha. And of course, and then Thursday, the 28th, is Youth Day, and that's when you bring in a lot of, I think, other school kids, students to the campus, right, for this event?
Yeah, some of them will travel in a bus an hour long in order to get here for this event. We hope they're coming for the excitement of the idea of CyberCon and not just in order to get out of the school day.
Right.
But regardless, when they're here, they're going to learn.
Sure.
And they're going to have fun doing it. One of the things we've done in the past is we've done 3D printing. We've done a whole bunch of other stuff that the kids have really loved, the idea. And in the mix of all the fun, hands-on stuff, we give them a little bit of scary message. Things like how to protect yourself as a kid and realize when you maybe need to get your parents involved in the conversation. We have the police department that will speak to them.
Right.
We have the FBI that will speak to the children. So they calm down the message a little bit when they get around to the children, but they still let them know that this is a serious event. At the same time, we want to make sure that there's a lot of hands-on activities that they're going to enjoy. Sure.
Well, again, any teenager who doesn't have a phone, I don't know how they survive. So it's important that they know when their phones are connected, they are at risk with these threats that are out there.
And it's surprising that some of them are aware and how they're considering things. The last event we had, I had 3 young men wanted to know if they came here, if they could learn how to hack phones. And I said, yes.
Right.
Can you show us this now? I said, no. What we'll do is talk about the risk involved and how to protect yourself. But if you want to learn more of go to the dark side.
Right.
Come to our courses. We'll frame the conversation correctly and let you know that one of the things we do is we use Arizona Cyber Warfare Range and others that are vetted by the U.S. government, and we let our students know that it's kind of like a fingerprints of as they learn these skills. Those are kind of recorded,
right? So
that if they do go on the dark side, people will know
who
you are and what you did.
Interesting.
But the NSA really encourages us to teach more and more depth because they are hurting for people to help in the defense industry, and they're really hurting for people to work for people like Sony and others that have massive hacks to help protect those organizations.
Interesting. So again, job security, I would think, in the future for these types of skills that we are talking about. And so, in the minutes we have remaining this morning, Dr. Purdey, for folks who want to come, do they need to? Is it a free event?
It's a free event.
Free event, both days.
Both days.
You need to kind of register or sign up.
So
would you prefer that?
The easiest way to do it,
okay,
is just to hit a Google search and type San Juan College CyberCon.
Okay.
Or you can hit sanjuancollege.edu/CyberCon. I use Google or one of the other search engines, and it will pop up.
Okay.
It'll take you to an Eventbrite. Click on it and sign up. If you don't sign up, show up anyhow. We've got plenty of space, plenty of room, and we've got some really cool events. Okay.
We have a question on our Facebook page, Dr. Purdey, asking if there are states with more or less hacking, or is it pretty much the same globally? I imagine this is a global problem. It isn't necessarily related to just New Mexico or Arizona or any localized issue, is it?
There's actually maps that you can see live attacks.
Interesting.
We don't necessarily always encourage people because it gets scary real quick.
Right.
So if you hit basically cyber attack maps, you'll hit Norse. McAfee's got some good ones, and they will show things happening across the world. Then you can dive down and see your local area. I usually stay on a global.
Right.
Because like I said, it can get kind of scary. When you're watching hits happening nonstop, it's interesting.
I bet.
There are some areas. California gets hit more than most.
Right.
D.C. gets really hit.
I would think that's a popular target. New York City.
China gets hit hard, and United States and China are constantly pinging against each other from individuals and other agencies.
Interesting.
Poor little Dubai. they get hit almost as much as the United States combined.
Really?
It's basically, where's the money?
Okay.
So you can see some are government hits and others are going for the money.
Interesting. And when we talk about job opportunities in this field, Dr. Purdey, I imagine some of these are location neutral, that you could probably work on some of these from Farmington, New Mexico, if you were connected, and you could help a company in California or in another country even for that matter. Are they somewhat location neutral?
A lot of them are. So that's what our professionals that are working here. We have individuals that are just starting out in the field, and there's not necessarily a lot of corporations here that are hiring IT, the oil industry, and a few others.
Sure.
The city of Farmington constantly raids. San Juan College becomes a training ground for all these other areas. But with that said, once you get a name working in cybersecurity, it doesn't matter where you live. It's the whole idea that you remote in, you manage these systems, you advise. Means you might be on a flight.
Right.
A few years back, I was on a flight every week to going to somewhere else in the country. But that's also a great opportunity. I could never afford to fly to Hawaii every week. But
most of us can't. That's true.
When you're going there on business, though, in order to help protect the systems, it becomes part of your job. But what you do is you make a name for yourself. You find those connections with Manpower and a few other of the national organizations, and that you help fill those needs. One of the problems that we're having right now is we cannot train enough people in order to meet the needs. So if you pick this as a profession, it's a great opportunity.
Very much so. And again, lots of demand, as we've talked about this morning. So it is CyberCon 2019, everybody, coming to San Juan College. Again, Wednesday, March 27th, that's Business and Industry Day. And then Thursday, March 28th is Youth Day. If there was a youth that wanted to come on the 27th, you'd let them through the door, wouldn't you?
If an adult shows up on the Youth Day, we will show up with the adult, too.
Doesn't matter.
It's not really changed. So
okay.
It's basically wherever you want to learn as much as possible. And we do have youths that do show up on the professional day, just because that's where they've been focusing a lot of. They are into that mode of thought.
Right. Gotcha. And online, folks can get more information about the different guests and topics that will be discussed on each day, I would imagine, in more detail.
Yep. Online, we'll go into quite a bit of details. And if you have further questions when you go online, we have contact information, then we'll talk to you.
Okay, very good, everyone. The web address is sanjuancollege.edu/CyberCon 2019.
Yep, that's
if I'm reading that correctly
Yes.
off the poster that you brought with you. Dr. Purdey, anything else? Is there a phone number if folks have other questions? Can they give you a call here at the college, or
they can.
what would you say?
We have but my suggestion is to go again to the website.
Right.
There's that phone number. We have 566-3317. There's also, you can contact Kathy Hale, which is HILK, at sanjuancollege.edu.
Okay.
But basically, if you call the college and ask about it and ask to be routed over to the School of Business, somebody will be talking to you.
All right. Very good. It's a great opportunity, again, and this is something you can learn about right here at home. You don't have to travel to Denver or Albuquerque. These folks are coming here, and so it's a great one-stop shop.
That's it.
Lots of great information. Dr. Purdey, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you.
Appreciate it very much. Dr. Bradley Purdey, my guest here from San Juan College, talking about CyberCon 2019 here at San Juan College. And I'll be back with more in just a moment, everybody. The time right now is 8:53.